Alright guys, welcome to chapter 2 of D20 Brigade. This chapter is called The Sword, the Glaive, and the Hammer. As we ended last, 2 weeks ago actually now, we just killed the Regent of Daggerfall, Orion the Mouse. Fia got the final blow. And if you've watched the epilogue videos from the last week, you'll know exactly kind of where we're standing. We have back today. There's a reason why Amoretti is not here. We actually strategically planned this. She'll be back next week with good reason. But we have Mariah with Fia, Tiffany with Lillian, and Allie with Relea. So to start this off, is kind of I'll explain. I'll show kind of where we're at. The city itself, 1 month later, has been in a state of repair. Streets that were covered in blood and bodies have now been shined to a white sheen that glows in the sunlight. Buildings that were destroyed are being slowly rebuilt. Wooden frames surrounding in certain parts of the city. The castle itself shines in a way that it never has before. And the people of the city look up, if not a little bit worried, with at least a happiness they have not seen in a very long time. Our heroes, however, are scattered. Danthalane spends more of his time in the woods outside the city than he does actually in it. Relea has been busy with the Gilded Dragon, the formerly known as the Dragon's Knuckle, and getting it up to par. Lillian has been spending more of her days in the Mage Tower, learning from the various mages. And Fia, and along with Anna, have been trying to figure out a way to run the city effectively, while trying to also hide the fact that Fia herself is an elf. It's these challenges in which Danthalane, Lillian, and Relea receive ravens in the middle of the night, summoning them to Daggerfall Castle. For this, however, we'll start with Lillian, because of the familiar relationship with Fia. You're looking out a window as you're studying from deep crimson books, the text glowing in front of you as you keep going by, when suddenly you hear the tap at a window that's right in front of you. You look up and you see a raven that has a little note attached to his foot. You look at the latch on the window. Do you choose to open it?
I'm a little startled by the sudden sound, but I do open it, yeah.
Okay, the raven, as you open the window, flies in and lands at the desk in front of you, putting out his one talon that holds the note, allowing you to untie it. You take off the note slowly, and you read it as it says, "There's no time. In the morning, meet at the castle. I know we haven't spent much time together recently, but it's urgent that we see each other. Fia." What does this do for you?
What?
What does this do for you, in terms of your character?
Lillian just kind of stares at the paper for a little bit. Both, she's a little concerned and worried for her sister because, she hasn't seen her in a while, and she hasn't really talked to her in a while, so it must be something major for her to send a raven.
On the front of it, it gives a small cipher. And as you start to look at it, it glows, and a time appears at the first light of dawn. You look at at a small clock on the desk, and it shows 2 in the morning. Do you choose to go to bed, or you choose to stay awake for this?
I'll stay awake.
Oh yeah.
Too worried to go to sleep, I guess. Yeah, to go and meditate.
Okay. Do you send a reply back?
No, she's just gonna show up. She's just gonna go there.
The Raven caws a little bit, and then as soon as you're not gonna put anything in return, puts his leg down and flies out the window. You hear the rain outside beating loudly against the stones of the tower. Then, from there, as the Raven flies out, Danthalane looks up from his hole. His little camp he's made out in the trees. He sees this Raven fly from the Mage Tower in Dagger Fall and make a beeline straight towards the castle. He's distracted by this note, by this Raven, as one of his own suddenly smacks him in the side of the head. He curses slightly, fuck, and then picks up the Raven and makes sure it's okay. As the Raven then holds out its talon, and he reads a different note. He grimaces and nods, slowly grabbing his gear and making his way towards the castle. At least making his way into the city. As he's walking through the small gateway that's no longer guarded by men, not like it was when we were there the last time, he walks through the city and goes into the trade district, where he comes upon the lights of the Gilded Dragon. He hears soft music inside, clinking of glasses. He walks through, and he sees a bar. Is Relay attending the bar? She's busy. As he walks inside, we switch to our new region for Leia. You're looking outside in the dark windows of the castle, looking out the back towards the area of the city that is in the ruined part. The back half of the city that's on the elven side of the wall. And there goes our camera.
Mm-hmm.
Not again, Ellie. We'll try calling again.
No.
Anyway.
I'll be back in a second. I gotta get more beverage because I'm thirsty.
Alright, I'll pause this. Alright, we're back. So, you're looking out the ruined half of the city, filled with burnt houses and weapons of destruction from previous bouts of war. You see elven and human weapons scattered throughout the area. And beyond the city wall, a tree line that shows your former homeland. As the first Raven comes back empty, he recognizes the one you sent to your sister. How does this make you feel as a character? Fia,
Oh, sorry.
did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard parts of it.
Want me to repeat?
Please.
Okay. You look out the back window of the castle that's looking out towards the ruined part of the city. You see weaponry and ruined buildings, streets that are covered in grass. You see elven weapons and human weapons alike, glaive launchers and catapults and giant ballistas that have lined these streets and areas. Relics of a war that's long been since fought. As you look at these, you hear a raven fly through the window, fly through the front doors, over the pounding rain that's happening outside. Hold on.
Still your dad's?
Yeah, still there. Anyway, you hear the raven over the pounding rain fly in, and you recognize it as the one that you sent to your sister. As it lands on your arm, you look at both talons and you see they're empty. Anna comes up from behind you and looks at you sadly. Is that the one you sent to Liliana?
Yes.
Still no reply.
No.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I hope it comes, though.
Well, it's imperative she does. If she doesn't, then we're going to be in for a problem.
Yeah.
Amaridia has already sent word. She's at the rendezvous point, ready for us whenever we need to make way to the Riverdale. Plans in motion. Ships have been set. All that needs to happen now is the meet. After that, hopefully we can persuade them all. On top of that, Relaya's sources have been providing us with some fine intel in the city. Amaridia and Relaya did very well. But you should probably get some rest. I can watch for the Ravens for another hour.
Okay. I go off to rest for a little. Trying to, put it past my mind that everyone kind of is not okay with what's happened with recent events.
We meet back up with Danthalane as he walks through the doors of the Gilded Dragon. He walks to the bar. Have you hired a bartender, or are you tending bar yourself tonight?
No, I have a bartender for at least some nights.
He looks at you and laughs a minute, watching you idly serve members of the customers before raising his hand up. I'll take a mead, please.
I'd bark at the bartender. That one pays double!
I look at you. Really now? Really?
What are you doing out here? It's not like you come out of your forest.
I got a raven tonight from Fia. She wants us to meet in the morning.
Oh, I haven't got a bird yet.
I'm surprised you don't already know. Aren't you working intelligence?
Look, if she sent the bird a couple hours ago, they'll be here in about 20 minutes with the bird message, alright? They're a little slow.
I look a little bit stunned at you. Like, I just thought you knew because I thought, and I lower my voice for this. Rumors are that you're actually working with the castle.
Rumors are rumors. There are a lot of rumors. There's also rumors that the chick over there is pregnant, and I can guarantee you there is not a single egg in that woman's belly.
I chuckle a little bit as I hand you the note. And I'm sure one's coming for you too.
I'm gonna go for a nod. Well then, if this note is so important, why are we lollygagging?
Told to meet in the morning. She probably needs her rest tonight.
Shrug. There's a room. Here's a key. I fumble through my pockets and toss him a rather large key. You're gonna go up the flight of stairs. It's going to be the big double doors on the left. If you go to the right, don't unlock it.
I nod and then I ask, have you seen Emeridia lately?
I haven't seen anyone lately. I'm too busy here. Sure, I poke my head in once in a while, but usually it's just via Nana.
I nod and walk up to my room. As you're starting to keep going on your duties, you suddenly see a raven at the window, barely hearing it tap over the music.
I'd walk over, open it, pick the bird up, trying to do the "you're late." Take it, flip it over, run over, get an ink pen, inform her that we got it and that we're coming, return it to the bird, and kindly, not so kindly, chuck it out my window.
So, now everyone's received their ravens. The rain has slowly started to dissipate. And come the morning time, as the sun starts to rise, the normally white streets are a dark gray from all the water that has sat there. Dantlane wakes up, gathers his things, and returns the key to the bartender in the morning. Thanks the bartender, and walks out onto the rain-soaked streets. The dew of the morning smelling strong. He waits there for Relea to walk out.
At my end?
I didn't. Yeah, that was your end. I didn't hear what you said.
That's isn't it?
Let's try the headset. First chance.
Yeah. First, though, let's figure out. There we go. Not only am I blind, I'm colorblind. There we go. That didn't go away on my end. Anyway, I'd walk out in the morning, hoping the rest of the group eventually arrives.
I see as you walk out. I think it's just the two of us for the moment. Liliana's spending a lot of her time in the Mage Tower recently. I don't think she's been liking the decision too much of what's happened.
Well, it wasn't her decision to make, was it?
No, it really wasn't. It could have been any of us.
So she's so eager to sit on a throne.
I don't think she wants to be here.
A lot of people don't want to be here, and yet for some god-awful reason I'm on this continent and not on the other.
I look at you kind of strangely. I shake my head. You speak in strange ways sometimes.
It's not my fault you're too stupid to comprehend.
I shake my head, and as we pass the Mage Tower. Liliana, would you be walking out about this time?
Yeah, I would be walking out about this time.
If not, I was going to stick my head in and yell at her to get her ass down here before I fetched it.
I wave as you walk out. And ask, so you got one of them too, huh?
Liliana just nods for a moment, looking over the group. She hasn't seen anybody in a while, so she's just kind of studying everybody's face. Of course I got one. After all, Faya is still my sister.
Have you had any word what's going on?
Nope. Was about to head over, try and make it there before anybody else got there to see what was going on.
But you did awful at that.
Running a little behind.
We walk our way towards the castle. And as we get there, the sun has started to slowly hit the peaks of the towers. The bright blue roofing of the towers themselves glow brighter than we'd seen it previously. There's no guards here as we walk through. Almost like we trust a little more. Until we get to the doors themselves, which are now shut. with 2 guards guarding the actual what is now shut doors. Very thick oaken wood. They cross their spears and tell us to halt. What is your business here?
I roll my eyes and pull out the signet. Just step aside and I won't pretend you threatened us.
They kind of blubber a little bit before pulling their spears away. Oh, I apologize. I apologize. Here. They open the doors. Go right on through.
I roll my eyes. You think by now they'd recognize a giant ass elf when they see it, and she'd lead them all in.
I whisper you. They don't know.
She shrugs. They're gonna figure it out eventually and just drag them on. Besides, you're the one making a scene and gotta like grab them through the door.
As we walk in, one man ushers us into a side room, where as we walk through, there's Anna and Fia standing in front of a table. On this table, you recognize a map of the northern continent, of the Eastlands, but only the northern human part. Anna smiles, glad to see the party's all here. Fia, what do you do seeing them in front of you?
I just stand there with a smile on my face, grateful that everyone came.
I stop in my tracks and slightly bow to both of them. I figure common courtesy is only just.
Fia shakes her head, and she's just like, when will people stop doing this? When will my friends stop doing this to me? You don't need to do it.
Anna looks at everyone and says, I'm glad you came. I'm sure you all have gotten the ravens. I hope you could sense the urgency. In some capacity, at least.
Well, if this is so urgent, let's carry on, shall we?
As you know, and this is going to be as short of a recap as possible, 4 weeks ago we took down my father. Well, more aptly, Fia took down my father with the last blow. At that point, I knew then that certain things would have to be done. I sent Emeridia off to gain intel. Leia, you already know this. In fact, you've helped from time to time. It's no rumor from them. Your intelligence has been invaluable. 2 weeks ago, we learned that King Caledon, King Caledon, has separated himself from the Pentagonic Council. This is troubling. She points to a man that's been sitting in the corner that none of you have noticed. Lord Snow here is deeply worried about it. He stands up and nods. I'm sure you're all wondering exactly what the Pentagonic Council is. Correct.
Lillian nods and shrugs. Okay, yeah.
On the table, he takes some sand out of a bag and throws it down, and you start to see images form. A long time ago, in the human territories, the cities that actually make up the country weren't sewed together. We were divided. The 5 cities, Grundon City, Crest Harbor, Caledon City, Riverdale, and Daggerfall, were separated. After the cities themselves acted in peace, but with growing pains and gains in territory, eventually we would fall to war. The 5 cities would eventually go to war with each other, and in the end, Caledon City was the victor. luring all the armies of the other cities into a trap, and single-handedly making them surrender. The move was tactically brilliant. Throughout the peace, they formed what is called the Pentagonate Council, each city getting an elected official that can answer to the king directly, plea and bargain with other territories for resources, and make laws for the land. Each city gets its own laws, but there are certain laws that go throughout the entire empire. Through this, the council in itself is one entity, the High King another. However, there is one thing that is necessary if the king needs to ever fight a war inside his own empire. Should a city be deemed traitorous, he would have to consult the council, and it would have to be a vote. Majority wins. The fact that he has separated himself at a time when the regent itself is forced to change, frankly scares me. This council is necessary to the security of our nation. And the fact that he is going to separate himself first got me worried. Anna raises her hand and says, "That was only the tipping point." Then Amaridia and her sources in Caledon City gathered this. She shifts the sands on the table once again. She shifts the sands on the table once again, and an image starts appearing. The king is in the middle of an area inside of his city. In fact, inside of the keep itself. But it's not a room that even Anna or Lord Snow recognizes. This here is called the 7th Scythe Brigade. What makes them special is, even though Relea, I know you and Amaridia are helping me form an intelligence network for Daggerfall, they're the first. These men don't operate inside of Caledon's military. They're separate, answering only to the king himself. Their operandus modi is chaos and disorder. They're used to disrupt inner city operations. And I have a feeling that they're actually being directed towards us. Especially when, as of a week ago, she shifts the sands again. They've disappeared. Amaridia cannot find them. The last time we saw them, they were starting to march south. My guess is they're marching here. She waves the sands away one more time, and the map of the city, of the northern section of the country appears again. Amaridia is stationed at a rendezvous point just outside the city. They haven't appeared yet, but when they do, we are prepared. And we have a plan. She points on the map itself to a line that has been formed on the map in red ink. My father may have been a bastard, but he was useful. The place where we fought him had an escape tunnel that he never managed to get to. That'll lead us outside, just past the wall, and from there we'll head to Riverdale. Well, you'll head to Riverdale. I will stay here. Fia, you're going to have to run as well. Your presence in the city, if that army shows up, will only further antagonize them. And if you thought I could see through your guys, so can they. From Riverdale, there's a crew that I have taken care of that will take you south into the Elven territories. You're to gather the armies of the elves, and from there take the ship north. Harbor Master in Crest Harbor is a friend. From there, you'll have a guide who will lead you into the Dwarven Kingdom. From there, you'll gather the Dwarven armies as well. And you'll march both armies onto Celadon City, should we need it. Do you have any questions? Relea, I figured you would see some fallacies in this plan at least. I cannot hear you, by the way.
There's a lot of fallacies in this plan, however, it's not my spot to point them out.
Well, feel free. You're as much a part of this city as I am at this point.
You really think you're going to be able to hold off all those men by yourself? What military do we have here to really defend against that?
The point isn't to hold them off.
So what, lose the city in the time to hope to take it back again?
Not exactly. Your time away will prove to the king that potentially I am the leader of it. I'm already the voice of the people. Maybe we're just hiding the fact. Unfortunately for King Celadon, his goal is not the city. If he truly knows there's an elf leading the human city, to him, even though, yes, before he's never made it past the Elven territories to the south, he's had the same racism as everybody else, but he's kept it in check. He hasn't shown it, and he hasn't aggressed against the elves in any way. But if he knows there is an elf leading this human city, he's going to see it as an act of war. The 7th Scythe Division will not be the only bit of military heading this way. Everything will be heading south, and not just to Daggerfall. He will massacre the entire elven race.
And you're convinced us just disappearing will stop this?
It will buy us time. If
Not
he
enough
sees
time.
Maybe, maybe not. If he sees that a human is leading the city in some way, he may just stop here for now. He'll occupy the city in quiet, but he won't do any damage. It'll buy you enough time, potentially, and this is a long shot. I'm not denying that it is. To gather the other two races, and at least make him see sense. I'm not trying to usurp the crown, but I don't want to see a race that I have come to respect be wiped off the face of this planet.
If he's going to occupy the city, how are we to make our return with the Elven and the Dwarven forces?
The Elven forces will more than likely be able to go through the tower that we destroyed. Well, you destroyed. Again, I have no loss for that tower. The wall itself needs to eventually come down. But the Elven army should be able to make their way, at least quietly, through our lands. I have no doubt about that. And the dwarves, well, if their geniuses in any way doubt it, I would say they have a few tricks of their own.
Yes, but what makes you think that dwarves or elves are willing to risk war? The elves, perhaps, simply because we have a foothold near their place, but dwarves helping us as a whole.
The
Really
dwarves
not.
and the elves have been talking for some time. They've been
I am
friendly.
aware of that. However, that does not mean they're going to drop whatever defenses they have going to go to a war they don't think they can win.
The goal is not a war. The goal is to stop one.
Foolish child. You really think that if it's a bunch of troops meet a bunch of troops, there isn't going to be bloodshed? Truly.
She does have a point.
The threat of force is enough to make Caledon see reason. He's done it before.
And if we have enough elves and dwarves, two near-extinct species, enough to go against one of the strongest powers of the world. Alone!
The elves and dwarves are nowhere near extinct.
No, but there's at least one or two extra people per elf and dwarf we could gather. They're going to
why you gathered
outnumber
them
us.
both. The Dwarven Kingdom extends far deeper than your spies have been able to get into.
So you want me to go convince two whole species to drop and come to war with us in some hope that they do to stop a war that is inevitably going to happen?
Not if we stop it first.
Huh.
It's your choice whether or not you want to believe me, but you've been seeing this already.
Relea, what other option do we have? Are we just going to stand here and let it happen?
Here's the dilemma. Even if we went off and got everyone, first we had to convince the elves to come, and then we had to convince the dwarves to come. But we don't know how much time we're going to have, and if they can stall at all. On top of this, once they have our foothold, we are practically pushed back behind the wall. We cannot let them take Daggerfall. In any way.
And if you try and make a defense here, you will surely be killed.
Sounds like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I think we should go and grab the two troops and go and come back. Especially if he does not know. If he doesn't know that we're here, if he does not suspect us to be here. But with that being said, we have to hope that our disguise has held up against everybody in town. Because if he were to question one person who has seen us, this whole entire plan could be blown. And at this point, she was now looking at Anna.
On top of that, I have spies. Supposed to say he doesn't.
Oh, he does. That's why he's coming. He doesn't have concrete evidence, but he's sure enough to send the seventh scythe.
So for all intents and purposes, cover is blown. So this is not some smart put together plan. This is a race against the clock before his ass shows up on our doorstep.
In reality, yes, you're right. But see, here's the thing. This is where Lord Snow stands up. Had he had legitimate evidence, for sure proof, that there was an elf leading our territories. Because I know very well that I didn't do it. And there's no one else in this besides that in this room that actually knows, except for Emeridia. Had he had for sure proof, he would have come to the council. I would have been locked out of a vote, and it would have been the 5 of them. And for sure it would have passed. The problem is he doesn't. Because no one in the council has seen him in weeks. No one.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me he's going to come over here without the council's proof?
Yes. The seventh scythe does not answer to the council, it answers to him.
Oh, bloody fantastic. There weren't a been a vote to begin with, then. He's going to come, and I'm going to assume with force. Even if he suspects it, it would be better to come fully armed and ready for war. Which means our time is ticking.
Yes. Which means, as of this moment, we need to start gearing up. And getting you out.
Wisdom states, where are we going first? Are we seeing the dwarves or the elves?
First is the elves, like I said. To Riverdale to a ship, and then to the elves. There are a number of people in Riverdale who are willing to help me and help you. So
What What exactly do we tell them?
They've already
Like-
been
Need your help to prepare for war. You need to come with us.
the elves. Are you talking the elves or Riverdale?
The elves and the dwarves. What exactly are we supposed to tell them?
The elves, the truth. Legitimately, the truth.
And
So we're supposed to lie to the dwarves?
That
Right.
would go over well.
No. But at the same time, one of you will more than likely have their trust.
I might have a thing or two that will get them on our side. Yes.
Like that sword I saw you so heavily wield.
Yes, the sword among other shiny rocks.
Hold on. It's not a game. You don't know that yet as a character.
I know about the sword. And I know about my shiny rocks. I know I have a sword.
Well, you don't know the sword's history, though.
I don't. But,
So,
They like-
so here's the, how would your character know?
know what?
How
Maybe
would you-
she's playing dumb.
Oh.
like
Okay.
we were the entire time.
Look, he just said that there's something special about the sword. You don't think I caught on to that?
Well,
I'm
I-
clueless, but he just said something's weird with the sword. I had my suspicions something was weird with the sword.
Well.
Maybe I'll be lucky enough and he'll tell me what the fuck was weird with my sword.
it is possible the king might. However, time is short. The apothecaries in town are willing to give you whatever you need.
Ah, it's arson. Last thing I drank from that man, I couldn't sit for a week.
I also heard you kind of belched a nice ball of flame.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Among other things.
hopefully it didn't come out the other end.
No, not yet. I did grow a tentacle, though. That was kind of weird.
Huh?
Don't drink anything green from his shop.
However, you might Miss Verlea send the other three in. It seems she's taking a liking to you.
Well, I have my concerns about this plan. I do not want to take the plan to Riverdale. We will walk into Elven territory. If we've already made these plans and they're set in stone and enough people know about them to know we're coming, I bet you a spy or two knows too.
That's fine with me. However, I need to warn Emeridia before you start moving out.
Warn her, and only her. Let the rest assume something happened on the way. It's better that way.
That's fine with me. Anna
Alright.
gathers a raven and quickly scribes a note and throws it out the window. She smiles and looks at you and looks at everyone. Time is of the essence. Start gathering things up. Liliana, the Mage Tower has a small care package for you. We're going to gather some of other things over here, some arms and some men, to get certain supplies for you all. I will meet you in an hour at the gates on the other side of this wall. If you wish to truly travel in secret, go to the other side through the residential district for the Mage Tower. There will be the quickest way and the quietest way to get into the ruined parts of Daggerfall. Danthelaine nods and decides to motion to the rest of the party to come out. We have an hour. What do we decide to do?
I'm going to the Mage Tower again.
All right.
All
I
go
didn't get my
get
package.
supplies. Everyone else go get supplies. Get ready. Take everything you're going to need. I will get us traveling supplies and some horses. Meet back here in 45 minutes. You have an hour. But we will leave in an hour. The less planning we do with this nonsense, the better.
Agreed.
I'm going to step away for a moment.
Okay. We're gonna go kind of in order for this. Actually, we're gonna go from Fia, Leanne, Relaya, and myself. Leaving the castle, have you decided to have you decided to change clothes out of more regal stuff into more street clothes?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you decide to head first?
The armory to see if they have anything good. On hand, actually, because we don't have any time to have it be made.
Walking into the armory, you see the same man from before, as he's working on metal and wood, as well as the armorer, who's kind of set up shop in the same spot, and they're working friendly enough, trying to get some things done. Oh, you look familiar. Oh, you were the one who came last month, wasn't it? Weren't you?
Yep.
What can I do for you, Missy?
What leather armor do you have on hand?
Oh, well, we have this nice, we would need to fit you, really. But, I mean, come here real quickly. We'll get you measured up and see what we have kind of in your size already.
Okay. I go over to them and let them size me up.
He brings out a tape measure and starts measuring certain bits and areas. And then suddenly, oh, okay, I got it.
Oh, crap.
What's up? What's up? I heard oh crap.
That I did not hear any of it. It derped.
Oh, okay.
It derped so hard on me.
Okay, he starts measuring certain areas and bits and things. Says, oh, okay, alright, I got you. I got it. Right here. This hide armor right here, will, I see you already have some leather stuff, but this hide armor right here is a little bit stronger, and it will protect you if you need, if you're on the run very quickly.
Good. How much is it?
He looks you over, and then sees a small pin sticking out. Ah, no worries. Take it.
Oh, thank you. Do you have any extra, any random daggers or anything lying around?
The weaponsmith looks at you. You take your pick right over this wall. Daggers, maces, quarterstaves, you name it, it's right over there. I suggest for you, feel the weight a little bit. That way you know exactly what you're getting into.
Okay,
But, as he said, take it.
thank you. I quickly look over the wall and grab a couple of light daggers. Nothing too much. I grab also 2 extra in case anyone else in the party wanted them.
Alright.
And after when I'm done, I just go back. I'm basically finished.
Alright, Liliana, you just said you're going back to the mage tower, right?
Yeah.
Walking into the mage tower, you see a man swiftly run out. Look, Liliana, okay, Anna has informed us. Come inside, we have something for you. Walking in, you see one man dressed kind of oddly for the mage tower. But he just looks at you and looks away. Keeps scribbling down on a pad. As the man just keeps talking. Anna wanted you to have this pack. Make sure to take a look at it real quick. Inside there is a stone, is a scrying stone. Anna has the other. This allows you and the party to communicate from long distance, just in case things need to happen in short and quick time. Also, there's potions in there to enhance your abilities temporarily. There's food, water, your normal basic supplies, a tent as well. She made sure that everything of this would fit for your party, and is magically augmented so you don't need to get any other supplies. One tent for all of you. It'll expand to the size that you need. Other than that, there's the money itself won't work over there. So
Okay.
we couldn't give you any of that. You're going to have to find some way to make money on your own out there. Or hope that they'd accept our currency. That's their call. They might not. But more than likely not. As you do this, you see the man kind of scrying on his pad even harder. And then you notice... Actually, you know what? I'm going to roll for you on a thing I have on my phone.
Okay. I was gonna say, I have dice. I know where they're at. I just have to go get them.
What's your spot modifier?
Oh, hold on. I gotta pull up my character sheet.
I'm sorry. I figured this would not happen, but... You don't know. I have roll 20 open. Okay, I'll just roll for you.
My spot motto, I guess, would help if I actually opened up my character. Open.
You know me, I always have this set laying around.
So I updated everything on the thing, but I forgot to update it on my sheet.
We'll figure it out.
Which one is spot modifier? Like, what's the...
Isn't it Dex, Allie?
Allie walked away. Well, if it's Dex, it's +4.
Okay. You get a kind of hint that you recognize the armor that's on his shoulder. You've seen it before, even somewhere recently.
Does he seem
He looks
approachable?
He looks at you and kind of he looks at you and kind of grimaces before going back to his notes. He then brings out a small stone and starts talking to it.
Oh. Okay, so she looks at the guy who she was talking to, and she leans in really, really close, like almost unhearable, like to the guy and to the other guy. Who's that? And she nudges her head towards the mystery character.
I don't know. He came in today.
You just let him walk in?
Well, the Mage Tower is open to anyone who decides to get a little bit of instruction, and if they have magical aptitude, I mean, we'll surely help them. I mean, it's not like we're going to turn anyone away.
Maybe we should start. She was mumbling to herself as she walked over to the... She mumbled that last line to herself as she walked over to him. Can I help you? She raises the brow as she asks the whispering.
He looks at her again and then starts to run out the door.
Do I follow? Yes, no, I probably shouldn't. But she does. Hey, wait!
He keeps running as you chase him through the streets, moving closer towards the other side, towards the front gates that we all walked in. The front gates heading towards the human territories. The guards have started gaining chase with you. Relea?
She's gone.
She's gone again. You know what? Hold on, I'm going to pause this.
Okay.
Okay, as he starts running towards the front gates of the city. Fia, roll a spot check, and I will as well.
Hopefully I don't go into combat alone.
18.
We both spot the chase happening as guards have... Ooh, shoot. I shouldn't have closed that out. I shouldn't have minimized it. As we move forward, the man is running very quickly in armor that we both see as the armor from the picture we saw earlier. That Anna and Lord Snow showed us. Fia, do a run check.
Okay, I gotta get my thing.
Well, no, just roll a d20.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for him. He starts pulling farther away from you. In fact, Liliana, do another run check. Do roll one as well.
Oh my god.
And this one's for me. We both start getting winded as we're running. Fia at least is keeping step.
You said the guards were chasing him? The guards should do one too.
The guards are... Okay, fine. The guards are doing one as well.
Because I want the guards to catch them.
The guards start tripping and falling.
I changed my mind. They should have just been running.
So...
Damn it.
The guards keep going.
One fell.
Yeah, one of them, two of them have fallen. And, it keeps going along. Everyone do a run check again.
Oh, goddamn caps lock. Oh, that sucked.
I don't know.
That's for him,
Getting out of breath.
me, and the guards. Okay.
Woo!
The guards have redeemed themselves, and so have I. 3 guards managed to grab this man as I jump and grab him as well, stopping him directly in his tracks, allowing Fia and Lillian to catch up. He looks at us as he looks at us and then looks directly at Fia. His hand still holding the stone. He rubs it with his thumb slightly.
Hi, baby.
There's a coot. I see a
Hi,
coot.
baby.
Hi, Isis! I don't think that's how that works. They don't go on your eyes.
Anyway, he starts rubbing the stone and opens his mouth. Everyone do a reflex save.
What, do we put our modifiers with it? Or no?
Not right now. Just everyone do a reflex save.
Whoa! Whoa!
You manage to grab his hand and knock the stone away.
Nice.
The guards look at him. What are you doing here? And he replies, I'm serving the king. What about you? He smiles and reaches for one of his knives.
Stop him.
Do a reflex save.
It's probably gonna suck. And it sucks.
He managed to successfully grab the knife and pull it from his sheath. Liliana, do a reflex save as well.
Someone knows how to work things. She's a smart little coot.
Bitch.
Through your training as a mage, you managed to light one of your hands in sort of an icy flame, and grip his hand and grip his wrist tightly. He can't move it as it starts to freeze and burn at the exact same time.
And as I grab him, I'm like, don't you dare.
Danthelaine then takes out his mace and swings it lightly. What are you doing here? And he smiles at you. I know what you are, and so does our king. You better kill me now, otherwise everyone's going to know.
Well, we might as well kill you then.
Coup de grace. Roll it.
It's probably gonna suck again. And it does. Well, he needs to die anyways. Oh!
You manage to take your mace and jam it into his neck.
Because I have a mace.
Sorry, your quarterstaff, sorry. Into his neck.
I can't find roll 2. I gotta see what I got. What do I got?
But he just kind of angles his chin down and holds the end of the staff right there.
I quickly look at Dancelin to help me. Like, help me.
I go to swing. I don't have a good hit. I'm going to hit somebody else. Tiffany, Liliana, your turn.
I go and I really don't want to kill him, but I really feel like I have to. So.
Well, it's either we kill him or we tie him up and we take him as prisoner. But there's a chance of him getting away.
Yeah, but there's a chance of him getting away right now, too.
The guards look at Fia and recognize your face. and recognize the pin there. Tell Anna that we'll tie him and put him in the dungeons.
I have a stone! Wait, do I have my stone with me?
You do have your stone, yes. You have your stone.
Okay, so me being the intelligent person I am, I contact Anna.
As you rub the stone, you start to hear Anna's voice. I didn't think we have to use this so soon. What's going on?
There's a spy. We have him right now. Please hurry.
What have the guards said?
What?
Like, is there anyone else with you? Sorry, is there anyone else with you right now?
There's two guards?
3 guards.
There's 3 guards right now. We have the spy captured, but he told us that either we kill him or he's going to tell the king.
Was he carrying one of these stones?
Yes.
Take the stone and hold it and keep it with you as well. Make sure you do not mix these 2 up. You might want to somehow mark them to make sure. I know how you can forget things.
That was nice.
Thanks, Anna.
Make sure you do not mix them up. Keep the stone with you. That way, if you need a line in, you might have it. Tell the guards to put him in chains, and we'll throw him in the dungeon below us. He will be fine. Everything will be okay. Hopefully it was just the one. I'm cutting it short. Get to the gates immediately.
Okay. So she quickly picks up the other stone and she puts the stone to contact Anna. She puts it like, I don't know, does she have a pocket in her cloak? If not, she does now. She puts it in the pocket of her cloak so she knows which one that is. And then she sticks the other one in her backpack.
Okay.
And then she tells the guards what Anna had said. And then she looks at Fea. We need to get to the group and we need to leave now.
I agree.
I nod. Relea should already be there. Let's get moving. Did she give you any other instructions?
Just for the guards to lock him up and we need to leave.
The guards grab him and throw a set of links, a set of handcuffs on him. We got him. I'm glad to know Anna's got control of this. He looks at the pin on Fea's collar one more time. A small, barely noticeable pin that says she's close to the Regency itself. You look like you're about ready to start traveling somewhere.
Yeah,
Be safe.
You probably should
we'll try.
Huh?
You
We'll
probably
try.
should take off your pin.
No, the pin's helping you out. The pin's
Okay.
fine. The pin is the reason why they're not just arresting all of us right now. Like, the pin is to say that she's close to the Regency, but not actually the Regent. It's a family thing.
Okay.
They walked the guard off. The guards walk off holding their prisoner. And you start to walk towards the end of towards the gateway. You yet again see the Mage Tower. Its stones sort of looking even in the sunlight darker gray from the rain that happened prior.
Doggy.
And as you're going forth, you see Relea. And she starts to usher us through the gates. And Meridia is standing in the back, on the other side, holding her bow steady. Surveying, you can barely see her through the brush, but you know she's there. And then as we're going through, suddenly you start to hear screams.
From in the city or from outside the city?
From in the city itself, you hear screams.
I have a feeling we should go look, but our task, it could be more imperative at the moment.
Anna starts running towards you.
Oh, that's even more reassuring.
And she says, Go! Now, go! Run!
Well, I don't think twice. I start running.
Me too.
And as you start to run, you hear a massive explosion.
Well, shit.
and a building right next to the mage tower erupts in a ball of flame.
Holy shit.
Someone's mad, bro.
As you're running, you
That could have been me.
as you're running, you see a guard pull on a chain and just yank it tightly, and then let it go. And the gate falls quickly behind you. And it says, "Keep the stones. I'll be in contact. I will handle this. Just go."
Okay,
Hi.
let's go. What is that on her head? Oh, there was something fluffy on her head, and I freaked out because it was adorable.
Everyone starts to run forward through the ruined part of Daggerfall. That's been ruined long before. And as you leave, all of you, through the walls of the city, you start to see more and more people. You hear the screams get louder. You don't know what's going on, but you know that it's not good. And that is where we're going to end today. A shorter episode, but
What?
it's a start.
Kind of upset.
Huh?
Kind of upset because I figured that we were going to do this for regular time.
Well, I
Me off, have nothing to do for the rest of the afternoon. Kind of upset now.
sorry. I didn't think we are going to be sped along by a Relaya here, because she kind of sped us forward. She really did. We were supposed to have a little bit more than this.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to go in any sorts of combat, which that wasn't full-on combat, but, you know.
It was, I didn't anticipate it, then I thought, this might be interesting, and then you chase somebody down.
I wasn't going to at first. I'm like, this is probably a really bad decision, but in this situation, I would have chased.
Yeah, you saved your own life. So it's a short episode, but I know Relaya has got family stuff she's going on, so she was here, not here, not here. She's gonna be letting what's going on. But other than that, for a first episode of Chapter 2, I think we got off to an explosive start.
To say the
Quite
least.
explosive.
We will pick it up again next week with this Chapter 2, The Sword, the Glaive, and the Hammer. Which I'm guessing any viewer who is watching this has probably already figured out why it's called that. So, from all of us here at the D20 Brigade, from Mariah and Tiffany and Relaya herself, as well as Simona, who's not here, I wish you all good luck and happy gaming.